Is
tonight.
anyone watching at least?
I don't think anyone
As a
is
matter of
watching.
fact, we have someone watching.
Oh, someone. Okay, so hello,
Annette
someone.
Giverson.
And we're happy to
Hello.
have you with us. And the reason basically we're doing this is, well, Space Hulk was released this week after a week delay, and we haven't had time to play much, to be perfectly honest. And but we wanted to be live one last time before Christmas, at least. Not too sure what will happen before the end of this year. Might do something else, by the end of December, depending on my schedule. But yeah, the idea was to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and the usual thing, and make sure that you'd have a few things to watch in the next few days. Also have a few things that I have. I'm running late on many different little things, like the Darksider remastered edition on PC, and some retro console. Also, I captured some, the Sega Genesis Mega Drive, which is some sort of an emulator. There's a anniversary thing with Sonic, and I have a few videos of very old games that I'll be able to share with you in the next few days, I think, and maybe other things that I've forgotten in the process. I'm not sure. So Space Hulk Deathwing is also a very big day for me because it's going to be my first live stream ever playing with a mouse and keyboard, which is something that I have to do because the controller, although functional somehow, a lot of the things you can do in the game you can't do with the controller, because the zoom option, for example, to aim is not mapped to any button, and some buttons are useless. So it's something that they're working on. I think they were not satisfied with the way the controller worked with the game, and since there's a console, well, there are console versions coming in early 2017. They'll probably patch this. We'll see that this is probably not the most urgent patch the game requires, and I'll simply start a new campaign, and I won't be a fool, and I will play in Champion, which I think will be challenging enough. Game is composed. Well, actually, you have a single player campaign, which from what I've heard should last between 8 to 10 or even more hours, which I think is, for this type of game, pretty long, as you can see.
Bad, I guess. What we're meant to be seeing is how repetitive everything will be.
Yeah, that's maybe the main problem. It's I think the atmosphere is great, and I have to also confess that I don't know much about Space Hulk or Space Marines in general. Back when I was a teenager, I used to have that board game.
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago, like another century, really, literally, actually.
Yeah.
And I had that board game called Hero Quest, which was an RPG, and you had like a little, little characters, and someone was playing the bad guy, and someone was playing the barbarian, and there was an elf, and, well, you get the picture. You probably know Hero Quest. It was even an Atari and Amiga version of the board game. And I loved that game. And then they actually released a Space Hulk game that looked similar, but I could never really like it as much as Hero Quest. So that's the only thing I know about Space Hulk. And so I'm not probably the best person to judge, but I think one of the great strengths of the game is probably how respectful it is of the game, the franchise, and the atmosphere and everything, and visually I think it looks really, really good, especially considering that it's not a very big budget, and it's not a big studio. It's a French studio.
And not a big publisher.
It's not a big publisher either. Yeah, indeed. Problem is, and probably it's because of everything we said just now, but the game has huge performance issues, And although I'm surprised to say that usually when there are drops, frame rate drops on PC, it's something that I cannot stand. Funnily enough, I don't know why, this feels a lot like playing a console game, running at 60 when it can, and sometimes dropping at 30 something when it gets chaotic, which it's something that happens a lot when you're a space marine and the space station or the ship you're in is infested with the vermine or whatever you call it, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame. And I don't know if it's because they overdid it and they put too many monsters at the same time, or if it's just optimization. I really hope it's optimization. But as you can see, if you can see anything on the live stream, I mean, image quality is pretty good, lighting is good, textures are, for the most part, they're also solid. So it's the question is really, will you like the atmosphere? Will you like just it's let's say it's not a fast FPS. It's not like Doom because your mobility is reduced. I mean, you're in this big armor, so it's not like you're going to jump around or anything. And it's basically okay, point and shoot, and use your sword or your gun, and then you have different types of guns that you can unlock, and different types of melee weapons you can also use. So each mission starts like this in the single player campaign. It's more or less the same thing as in the co-op campaign, except from what I remember, from the beta, that there's even more enemies, which makes it even more challenging. Also, there are a few things, I think, unless it was just locked in the beta, where that you cannot do in co-op, like hacking turrets and things. That's something I think it was impossible to do in co-op, and I'm not sure it's available in the final version, because I haven't been able to find time to play online with Deathwing, because, well, it's not been an easy week for us. We had a lot of things to do, and I don't mean on gamersyde. I mean like work and family life and everything. So that's my character, that's me, and you can see that nothing is unlocked yet here, especially because it started a new campaign. I can choose the power fist, the fourth sword, sorry, and the lost mace of Corswain, and you have different, of course, statistics. Something which is more powerful but slower. Something that I use usually the sword, and you have your friends coming with you. One is basically just there to help you cook the meat somehow, and the other will be your medic, and you have to keep them alive as much as you can. But you'll see that when things don't look too good, and you don't want to go back to the last checkpoint, there's a way to bring back everyone that will actually have an impact on your statistics at the end of the chapter. But other than that, I don't think it's unless you don't want to be called I wouldn't say a coward, but someone with less skills than maybe other players. That's okay. So that's my squad here, and when you play in co-op, obviously you can play up to I think it's 4 people, and it probably makes the game more interesting strategy. From in terms of strategy, I haven't played enough to really see what I can do, but the orders are pretty basic. You have follow, defend, move to, and heal, and then you choose the character that needs healing. So let's tell them to follow me. So I don't know what you think, but I think it looks good.
It doesn't look bad. It looks like they reused a lot of shaders from the various Unreal Engine 4 demos, but
yeah,
otherwise, yeah, it's pretty nice.
And you can ooh. And this, sound design also, well, from what I've heard, is especially when there's nothing happening, and it's a bit spooky, and you hear the ambient noise, and you're worried, and you're wondering. Actually, you keep wondering when everything's gonna go really bad.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, soon.
Yeah. So you're a space marine, but you can't actually climb up ladders or things that actually look like ladders.
Well, your armors are too bulky for this.
Yeah. I know. I'm no vanquish. And like I said, it's not like incredible texture work, but especially if you zoom in. But
it's okay.
Yeah, it's good enough, and smoke effects and everything. So I can't tell you if there's a variety in the environments, but the fact that it's Space Hulk, it's a mix of course, something like that, but also like gothic environments. So you see there's a map on the bottom right corner of the screen, which will be very helpful when enemies start to attack, because much like in Alien Isolation, you'll be told where they will be coming from. And it's, as I probably could show you, the map is, and the maps in general are pretty, can be pretty big, and sort of looks like a maze sometimes, especially some paths are blocked, and
it looks like a Doom map.
A bit maybe, except you walk slower. You can run for a limited time. I see that I also there's a Mirror's action running on the
upper left corner,
and for you to see exactly what's going on, and when it comes to frame rate. Okay, so you can find things you can read. I need to press E.
As usual, I would say.
Okay, and this is when the environment looks interesting, when there's this mix between gothic and more futuristic. Oh, and over there were friends. And if you actually shoot the bell, for whom the bell tolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think that the game, the few complaints I've seen, people saying that the game doesn't look very good. And I don't know where it's coming from, because I actually, I do find it very, very, very nice. Yeah, when the frames start to drop, yeah, a bit less, I guess. So I basically know that it's this way. Oh.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
No, it's a bit gory too. If you don't like blood, you probably want to stay away from the game. But yeah, it's really they worked a lot on the atmosphere, and I think that's nice. And what I can tell you is, the difficulty level is pretty high. And there are 4 different ones, as you can see in the beginning, and playing single player, even in the third one, let alone the last one, that has to be quite nerve-wracking, I think, because you'll see when the monsters start to arrive. It's so you can use your sword to. Yeah, and that's one of the other problems, I think, for me in the game, is there's no sense of weight, really. Whether in the sound itself or just the door, it doesn't feel very heavy. And there's that same problem, I think, with the monsters when you kill them, or when they're dead and you just walk past them and they start to fly away.
It's just a ragdoll level.
Yeah. Probably a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's often the case with lower budget titles, where they can't have everything fine-tuned to really what it needs to be believable.
So we're going to reach the first objective, which is to retrieve. Actually, how do you pronounce that?
I
That
can't see
name.
what's written there.
Oh,
So
like Gideon or something like that. I'm not too sure. That's not a name we have around here.
yeah, Gideon. Yeah,
Gideon, I guess. Yeah.
or Gideon. Maybe it's. I don't know.
They probably said it before, but I was not listening, as usual. So here's the team, or what's left of it.
The other team.
Yeah. They seem to be apparently a little dead.
It's just slightly.
Slightly dead, yeah.
Slightly mad.
Oh, by the way, Slightly Mad Studios. You know that
Yeah.
I had early access to the Project Cars on PC
Yeah.
because I paid like I think the $50 to play the
I
game
remember that.
early, and that I got the money back when when the game was released, because basically
It wasn't Kickstarter. It was an investment.
yeah, it was an investment, and I was pretty happy. Then I had another one that's some more money coming my way, which was a pleasant surprise, because I just thought that I would just get my money back and that's it in the best case scenario. And I today I got 20 more euros.
Really?
And apparently
That's
there's supposed to
awesome.
be 2 more times
Wow.
until the end of 2017. The last one will
It's been
probably
a huge
be
success for them.
yeah, they made a lot more money than they thought they would. And the great thing is that they made more money, but they're not they're actually letting people, everyone who supported them, know about it, and it's just like they're trying to keep the money. And so I think it's pretty fair. And I remember that back when the game was released, there were people complaining about the developers, which I never really understood. And I think they did an amazing job, and the way the game was was funded is probably one of the best way it could have been funded. When you hear about all these Kickstarter projects, and so kudos on Slightly Mad Studios, and it was really nice to see like Christmas present. 20 euros. It's not that much, but like what I paid for the game was probably 50 euros in the first place. So I got my money back, then 30 or 40 euros, and then 20 more, and then probably a bit more coming. It's just it's pretty cool. And so pretty happy I actually chipped in for the
Hello.
so things are starting to get hectic.
Yeah, 50 FPS.
Yeah.
At the moment you don't want to lose any frames is the moment it starts dropping like crazy. Yeah. Of course.
Well, but again, it's not like it made the game unplayable. Because I think I was more troubled by the how messy it looked. All the monsters just coming our way, and you're just standing there, just okay. I need to press it's Q if you're English for the keyboard, A if you're French, and of course the mouse button. Okay, could you please? One thing which I think is good is you don't get bothered by your friends. I mean, you simply,
Yeah, no clip.
Yeah.
You just go through them. Yeah.
So you never, if they're standing in your way.
They are. It's yeah. There's no way it would have worked otherwise. I'm sure they tried.
You can see here that my armor is damaged, and so I can ask, but I only have eight possible times to fix my armor or my partners here. So I'm going to ask them to do it, and then so I only have 7 left. But even when it's you don't have any, so you can see the radar here going red when there are monsters coming. Actually, when you play co-op, you can play with a friendly fire if you don't like your friends, which I don't think is probably the best idea ever, because it has to be difficult. And so when you don't you can't actually, or you lost a comrade and you can't revive them. You can go back to your headquarters, some kind of a portal you can call, and then all your friends are back, and your armor's fixed and everything, and you can change your weapons if you want, if you've unlocked the other weapons, that is. And so here I know exactly where I'm going, but I first time I was just looking. So I explored a bit more. But exploration, when the monsters are there, is probably not the best idea ever, because you can die.
And do you think if you explore, you'll find more monsters, or are they just on your way, on your more logical way? You've got monsters behind you, I think. The radar was red.
I don't know if there are more monsters. The thing, yeah, but my friend should be. As you can see, there's the fire here. When you shoot the. So I don't know if there are more monsters, but since I don't think there are relics you can find, so there's the main point of the exploration. It's not like you're going to find new weapons, or maybe you are actually. The relics, I'm not too sure what they do. Like I said, I only had time to play the first mission and part of the second one, which was available in the beta, and so it's more like discovering the game with you guys, or at least rediscovering the first level, because I don't think I'll have time to do more in half an hour, and the little time we have left.
Yeah. A bit more than 5 minutes.
But it has to be a lot more fun when you play with a friend, well, with friends.
It's always more fun to play in co-op.
Except
if it's Deathwing, because
yeah,
he's not a very interesting person.
No, he's not. But you don't have any other choice, and I don't. That probably is better than nothing.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to a place. Oh, if we can.
If there's some also behind you, yeah.
Yeah, there are monsters everywhere. Oops. Okay. Yeah, slay without mercy. That's my motto. Oh, something you can do, which actually I haven't shown, is when you're... Okay, let's... Oh. Come on, guys. Oh, no, over there. It's like they're coming from everywhere, which is part of the fun, I guess. So, just please calm. Okay, come on. Oh.
They obey almost as well as Trico.
No, well, actually, if I tell them to move there, they will move. Except, probably not the best time to ask them to do that.
That's a lot of monsters.
Yeah, that's a lot of monsters. You can understand where the frame drops come from. Something you can do then, you can close the door and you can block them like this.
Ooh.
Which can, help you cover your tracks. And you will never be blocked really, because you can destroy the doors, but apparently the monsters can't. So okay, so we're getting to this area where, yeah, there are a good number of them again. They seem to be very angry. I don't know what I did to them, but...
Yeah, well, it's not for me.
No, clearly. It's just, I think it's not a game I could play for like 3 hours straight, but I could have fun, playing, or maybe with Deathwing I could play more than on my own. I think I'm also when I played. Oh, don't know if I can burn myself, but when I was playing on my own in the beginning, I was playing in, I think it was the third difficulty level, and it was really, really challenging. So yeah, there was tension in the air, which is something that I guess I like, but depending on in what mood you're in, it's not you don't want to play this before going to bed, just in case you. Oh, my right arm seems to be. Come on. I think I'm almost dead. Probably should tell. Actually, I asked for. Please cure me. Thank you. Okay, can we move forward, please? Thank you. And playing with the keyboard is really what's bugging me the most here, because I'm not comfortable with my left hand. So once again, very pretty nice room. It feels like we're in a church, not in a.
It seems like it's a lot of corridor.
Oh yeah, sure. There are
and a few nice rooms here and there. That's maybe why people are complaining.
I guess some places are bigger, but yeah, from one bigger area to another, it's mainly corridors. But what would you expect from space station or spaceship? I think it makes sense. It's like looks like an engine
Colors.
room. Oh no.
Anyway, you've got 1 minute left, if even that.
You're gonna get. Oh,
hello.
What did my friends do?
I'm not a big fan of the monster design.
Well, I can't tell you if they are really if they look like what they should look like, because like I said, not too familiar with where are my friends? Where are they? Are they dead? No, they're not dead. Don't know what they're doing.
I guess that's a good point to leave the stream.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll do this.
Right.
So yeah, once again, just was a nice opportunity for us to thank you again for your support and to wish you a Merry Christmas. We know we still owe you a podcast, and we'll eventually find time to do it. Maybe in the end of December, some kind of a. Okay, let's talk about 2016 and what's to come in 2017 and what we, the good things we've liked, the things that disappointed us. Something. Also, we wanted to talk about PS4 Pro and what we how we feel about the console. We've had a bit of time to, well, when I say we, I mean Defno and I, obviously. I think you have one too, a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, I turned it on last week.
You turned it on, you really?
Yeah, and I played the tutorial of Final Fantasy 15.
You did buy Final Fantasy 15 after all.
Yeah, and The Last Guardian.
And The Last Guardian, two games.
Still inside the blister, but yeah.
2 games in a row that you might play for a little bit more than 10 minutes.
If I have time at some point, yeah.
Is it part of your new resolution for next year?
No,
unless Life is Strange 2 is announced. Or maybe the new Assassin's Creed. 3. Yeah, Shenmue 3, right? And the new Assassin's Creed, maybe?
If it's anything like Syndicate, no thank you.
Well, actually, I did enjoy Syndicate a little more than Unity, but that might be me. I don't know why. And that was Space Hulk. You probably could see the performance issue, but I think the issues. I think the worst is at the end of this mission, where there's a siege, and they keep coming at you, and I think it dropped to 35 or 38 frames per second. And remember that this was running with a GTX 1080 at 1080p, so not a very high resolution for such a graphics card. So hopefully